So now you've seen something about the country, I want to talk to you about the particular project, the Llana Beach Hotel, that we have the opportunity to invest in. And one of the things you'll just need to do, I think, is slightly adjust your expectations here as you start seeing just what's being proposed, because it absolutely blew my mind when I saw it. So here are some impressions of what it's going to look like. Let me start by just putting the whole thing in context for you. This is Sal Island that we looked at before, if you remember, and we're in the southwest corner of the island where this little circle is here. That is Santa Maria town, which is the main town on the island, so we're nice and close to that, but just a little bit separated from it, so we get some peace and quiet. This is Santa Maria Beach on the left-hand side of the diagram. Bear in mind we're in that southwest corner of the island. These are protected sand dunes, so there can be no development done there whatsoever. There are some existing 3-star hotels, and to be honest, when you see what we're offering here, they're just catering to a completely different market. There's just no comparison between the standard that is going to be present in the Llana Beach Hotel versus what's out there at the moment. Interestingly, Hilton have acquired a plot, but they haven't yet built a hotel, and they have approached the company that I'm going to raise with you now about potential partnership in the future. So Hilton are watching very closely at what's going on here. The biggest hotel at the moment is the Rio Hotel. It's got just over 1,000 rooms, and that's in a good location there. But we've now got these 3 developments side by side, all from the same company. They bought this piece of land, this kind of L-shaped piece of land, outright a couple of years ago. They've built and finished the Melia Tortuga Beach, which I'll show you in a moment. They've started work on, or quite well through work on, the Dunas Beach Resort and Spa. And now we're looking at the Llana Beach Hotel. The company's called the Resort Group. And as I say, they own all of the land outright. And they've finished one, they're more than halfway through another, and they're just starting on the 3rd. So we're coming into their 3rd development, and they've learned a lot of lessons on the first 2 that they're applying to this one. Just also out of interest, you see just to the right of Dunas Beach, you see it says designated golf. Well, the top South African player, Ernie Els, has bought some land on Sal Island and is rumoured to be going to build an international standard golf course there. So just something else to be aware of as we position the scale of this opportunity. So there are 3 projects built by the Resort Group. There's Tortuga Beach, which is now finished and became operational in May of 2011. That's a mix of hotel suites, 2-bedroom apartments and villas. It's got 2 large pools, 3 bars, 3 restaurants, a spa, a gym, a kids club and a beach club, as well as conference facilities, some really nice tropical gardens and landscaping. And it's already in the sort of Thompson Premier Resort range. And then there's Dunas Beach Resort and Spa. That's a mix of apartments, studios, hotel suites and villas. That's a large development, about 1,200 properties, more than twice the size of Tortuga Beach. It's a 5-star resort, extensive shopping areas in there, and first-class dining. There's 6 different restaurants. They've got wine bars, piano bars, communal and kids pools, spa and gym, all sorts of facilities going to be in there. And then the one that we have the chance to invest in, the Llana Beach Hotel, which I'll tell you more about in a moment. So here's the Melia Tortuga that opened last year. Quite a spectacular entranceway, just some images to give you a feel for the place, the poolside and the apartments and villas. Bunch of different restaurants and bars here. Very, very nice environment, very attractive for a holiday stay. Just look at the quality of some of these things. And these, if you like, this is the warm-up act. This is the first one. They're going to do it better on the second one and better again on the 3rd one that we have the chance to invest in. This is just another of the beachside bars, give you a feel for the ambience of the place. And then here's the Dunas one. They're about halfway through building this one now. Completely sold out, so I'm afraid we have no opportunity to invest in this. Again, beach bars, using, taking advantage of the amazing setting, and you get a little bit of a feel there for the quality of the fittings, the size of the gymnasium, the entrance reception area, some of the lounge areas, the water features and so on. Just really, really top-notch quality. And then we come to the pièce de résistance, Llana Beach Hotel, and this is the one where it's already 90% sold. But the way they market the project, they save some of the best units for each release. So we're not just talking about the dodgy units at the back of the bike sheds here. They've got some prime real estate still available. In total, there's about 600 suites. There's no apartments or villas in this development. It's all hotel suites. And it's actually been designed by the hotel operator. Sol Melia are the world's leading beach resort operator, not that well known in Britain but massive on the continent, €1 billion plus turnover company, and they have designed this to be the ultimate 5-star plus experience. One of the things I love about it, as somebody who doesn't have any ankle biters, is there's separate family and adult only parts to the resort. So there's a whole wing that is for family, and they've got their own swimming pools and everything else, and there's a separate wing for the adults without children who want a bit more peace and quiet, and that's in a different part of the resort. So very cleverly designed. It will just set completely new standards for the island. It's their plus concept, which really means 6-star, but it will be absolutely stonking, and there'll be shops and facilities on site as well. So this is a diagram of it. The one side, the top side here, is the family side, and this side is the adult side, and there are various shops in the central piece here, and also some of the duplex apartments. There's a spa in the middle here, various other beach bars and pool facilities. So you're facing the beach here, and we still have some apartments here facing the beach. We have others in the front block and the others going back. So as I say, although it's 90% sold, we have apartments right across, or suites I should say, right across the whole development. And just some of the features are showing here. There's a little wedding pavilion where people can come and get married here, beach and pool bar, the main resort pool, a special area called the Level I'll tell you about in a moment, a whole bunch of different restaurants. There's an adults only restaurant with Asiatic fusion cuisine. There's a private dining facility. There's a Mediterranean restaurant. There's 2 avenue bars. There's lobby bars. There's 2 buffets. There's a sort of show cooking area where you can watch the chefs at work, a buffet grill, there's a nightclub, there's a sports bar, outside terraces, plaza areas, there's a casino, there's a theatre, there's a banqueting hall, a conference room and a function room. So you perhaps get some idea of the scale of this development. But it's not just about scale, it's about quality. And this is where the architecture comes in. Here are some of the restaurants and what they're going to look like. Absolutely sensational. Look at this. I mean, this is just world class. I challenge you to find anything better than this on the planet, in all honesty. It just looks absolutely amazing. Here's another of the bar facilities. Just look at that. I mean, this is the sort of place you're going to want to spend some time. And then the Level is kind of the highest of the high. They have this term which I love. They talk about royal service in this exclusive area. Royal service. Who fancies a bit of royal service? I certainly do. And there's got welcome gifts and luxurious toiletries, VIP check-in and so on, private lounge, VIP bar, private concierge service. So the best of the best. And the Level is where some of those apartments facing the actual beach and the seafront are on. They're slightly more expensive, but actually not massively more expensive in my view. I think the higher the price of the units, the better the value in some respects for me from what I've looked at here. So let's have a look at some of the suites. As I say, there are about 600 in total. 3 different ranges, deluxe, premium and duplex, which are in that main hotel towards the back of the development. The premium ones are in the Level towards the front of the development. And they relate to the size, the location and obviously the specification of the fittings and fixtures. You've got mainly the choices between completely open plan, in the orchid section, or the pearl type, which has a dividing wall for the bedroom. And then depending on where you are, you may have a garden. You may have what they call a swim-up pool, which means you can actually swim out of your suite into the main pool area, like a little tributary into the main river, if you like. They've got barley beds, jacuzzis, hot tubs, all the things you need to try and, you know, rest and cope with all this year-round sunshine. A couple of interior shots just again give you a feel for the sheer quality of this. This is unlike anything else I've ever worked with, I have to say. It's just absolutely stunning. Here's the bedroom and the duplex area. Just, you know, look at that. I mean, you know, I'm running out of superlatives. I'm going to start sounding like an estate agent in a minute. But I mean, these places do look utterly incredible. There's the living area going up to the top of the duplex. That's, if you like, from the other side. So let's have a look at the deluxe suites. Here's the orchid one, which has the open plan area. And you can see this one opens into its own private garden facility. The pearl, very similar, except it has this dividing wall into the bedroom area, and the same sort of level of facilities, and they're on either the ground or the first floor. Now, I said earlier on that the planning regulations would allow up to 3 stories of development. On Llana Beach there are only 2, ground and first floor. So again, this is not some high-rise block. It's very subtly designed. It's also layered, as you'll see that they go up from the beach, so that, you know, more people get a sea view. The premium suites, higher standard of fit and finish. Again, the main difference being the orchid is open plan and the pearl has the separate bedroom, and will have a jacuzzi bath in the bathroom of these premium suites. So in summary, this is absolutely top-end quality. It's all hotel suites. There's no separate apartments or villas in this development. They're all at this 5-star plus, what they call the Melia Plus level. Melia are the leading beachfront hotel operator in the world, so they know what they're doing with these kind of developments. And also, I think it's significant, this is the 3rd project by the same organisation, the resort group, on the same island. So they've learned a lot of lessons. We will benefit from those as investors. This will be by far and away the best project they've done of the 3. Demand for it will be phenomenal. Already the better hotels on the island are running at 90+% utilization. And as you'll see when we look at the financial numbers, that means some very, very high yields. And also as the yields increase and the prices increase over time, that effectively can increase the capital value of the investment as well. So there's lots more I want to tell you about in terms of the investment case, but I hope you'll agree that this is an absolutely stunning development in a stunning location that people are going to want to go and stay at. Join me next on the next video to look at the numbers. Right, thank you for registering, and I'm now delighted to share with you that the European Tropics are in fact the Cape Verde Islands. So where are the Cape Verde Islands? Well, they're actually off the coast of Africa. They're an archipelago of 10 islands, and the main one I'm going to be talking to you about today is the island of Sal. It's a lovely unspoilt location, 10 islands, as I say, in the Atlantic Ocean, about 450 kilometers off the coast of West Africa. They're south of the Canaries, about 1,000 kilometers north of the equator, and they're the nearest tropical islands to Britain on the same latitude as Barbados, and that's why the weather is amazing. And they're only a 5.5-hour direct flight from Gatwick, which is an awful lot closer than the Caribbean. And because you're going north-south rather than east-west, there's no jet lag. So it's a perfect tropical climate, virtually on our doorstep, and largely undiscovered. Some of the best beaches in the world, as you can see, crystal clear waters, and it's not some tin pot banana republic. It's a stable country with a very switched on government that wants to develop, but in a sensible and controlled way. They've got their own currency dating back to their times as a Portuguese colony, which they were until 1975. It's called the escudos, which you probably remember as being the old Portuguese currency. It's linked to the euro, But also, it has the double benefit that it could always be unlinked from the euro. So they have the benefits of the stability that comes from linking to the euro. But if there ever was some kind of massive euro meltdown, they can just declare UDI and go back to having their own currency. It's getting more popular. Expedia voted it in their top 5 most popular destinations for the last 3 years, and the Lonely Planet said it's in their top 3 must-see destinations. So what we're getting here is something that's really on a steep upward curve in terms of becoming better known, better liked, and in strong demand, which from an investment point of view, of course, is absolutely key. Tourism's rising by more than 20% a year for 7 years now, so it really is on a very steep curve. And the government is predicting 1 million visitors within the next 3 or 4 years. Most of those come from the UK, Italy, Germany, Scandinavia, Belgium, France, as well as Iberia. So a really good spread across many countries. Not too many Americans, though. And Sal Island, which is what I'm focusing on at the moment, receives the most visitors. It accounts for about 2/3 of the visitors and 2/3 of the GDP of Cape Verde. It's an island that's about 30 kilometres long and 12 kilometres wide, first discovered by Portuguese seafarers back in the 15th century. The name Sal actually does mean salt, and there are salt mines on the island up there in the northeast at Pedra de Lume. Santa Maria is the main resort, located down there in the south, and on average there are a mere 350 days of sunshine a year on Sal Island. It's getting very much more popular now. There's 60 direct flights a week, international airport. Would you believe the airport's actually big enough for the space shuttle to land there? It was originally developed and paid for by NASA as a sort of neutral place if they needed to land the space shuttle. So you've got a great big air runway there. The infrastructure is gradually developing. I would say it is, to be fair, it's still a work in progress. This is not as mature as some of the more established European resorts, but that's another reason why we're getting in at this point to benefit from that growth, both in terms of high occupancy rates for hotel, but also potentially capital growth as well. So there are hotel operators entering the market now, but the government will only allow buildings up to 3 floors maximum. There'll be none of these high-rise blocks that we've seen blighting the costas in Spain. They've learned all of those lessons. They're not going to repeat them again. And our developments are down here on the southwest of the island, so we get all those lovely beaches, we get all the sunshine and the temperatures, but we are slightly protected from the trade winds that come into the east coast from Africa, which generate some amazing windsurfing and kite surfing opportunities, but the actual developments are on the other side of the island, protected from all that. So as far as I'm concerned, in summary, Cape Verde is an undiscovered gem of a location. It's just starting to reach this stage of massive growth in tourism, but the developments are going to be controlled, so this is not going to go crazy like Spain. It's a stable country, there's no issues of land ownership or anything like that, and it's accessible. It's just 5 and a bit hours from Gatwick, so it's what you might call a medium haul flight. It's not a long haul flight, so it's a really interesting country. I didn't know it existed until very recently, and the more I look into it, the more I think this is what I've been looking for. Guaranteed sunshine, virtually on the doorstep, without the tropical storms and hurricanes, without the long haul flights, without the jet lag. This really is an idyllic place. So let me tell you more on the next video about the specifics of our development.